And now Becca Bellows serves us underway. Victoria Walgren runs the offense. And a block. Quick hands, Maruska the roof.
Maruska, just one of those players for the Deeks. She is not super strong, but she is very mighty, especially with that vertical. And, you know, early on I mentioned the blocking with the Deeks. That is just something that the Hokies are really going to have to watch out for early on.
15 blocks for Wake Friday night. Here's a tip and another block. That's Layla Ricks. Quickly a presence at the net.
A big presence at the net, and I just love the energy that she brings to the court. These three up front right now, they're fun to watch.
Wake's block Friday controlled that match through 2 sets, held Virginia under 100, but things changed in set 3.
Yeah, I think that was just a really tough loss for them. The positive for them, though, is they're very comfortable with going to 5 games, so we'll see what we have ahead of us.
Maruska, deep corner, overpass. Bellows backside. Ricks dug out. Durant out of bounds. Quick start for Layla Ricks.
Excellent swing right there for Layla Ricks. And that was another thing that I said right at the beginning of this game, is that Wake Forest, they need to find a way to kind of set the tempo and bring their own energy. And that's what it appears that they're doing so far.
Ricks was second in kills for Wake coming in, just over 2%. Nice serve. That's an ace. What a start for Randy Smart's club.
There's a lot of energy in this gym for a Sunday right now. We've got the cheerleaders, we have the band, and it's a packed out crowd. I mean, I really don't see many seats open in here.
A record 800 plus Friday night. Very similar today. Another tough serve. Malinowski. Tough touch. Back in system. Vatek hit below 100 on Friday. No hands. Point Wake Forest. Bell Patrick thought she had contact there.
Yeah, you can tell they're kind of looking at the refs like, looks like we might have a challenge right here, which early on, this is an early one.
That's 7th-year head coach Marcy Byers with the challenge. More than anything, it's a mini timeout here for Virginia Tech.
Yes, it definitely is, like, you know, which that's probably part of the decision right here of like, all right, let's take a breath, get our game together, and let's play our style of play. But, you know, that was a good call. It really was kind of one of those questionable, and even at the line right there, it was close to being in as well. So curious how this is going to turn out.
Marcy, a 4-time Big South champ, formerly at Radford. Let's see if there's hands here. Would Ricks get any contact? Looks like that right hand wiggles just a touch, but hard to tell.
You know, the thing, too, with Wake Forest, with how much they're blocking, there's a lot of odds that they probably did have a hand on that just because they are so strong with that.
Already 2 blocks for Wake here in set 1. And what did Marcy Byers say coming in? We have to avoid slow starts. Got swept at NC State, and right now offensively, no real answers for the Wake block.
Yeah, and I think, you know, there's still initial conference play jitters that are probably coming in. You know, I think all these teams have a lot of pressure now that they are officially in ACC conference play. So there's just some emotions that, you know, get involved, and especially for Virginia Tech, they're babies. They have a very young team. So this team is still figuring each other out and kind of finding that right mold for the court, you know.
It's Steve Martin cheaper by the dozen vibes. 8 freshmen, 3 new transfers in for this very young Vatek. I mean, look at the difference here. 7 seniors with a couple of transfers to Randy Smart, and then the exact opposite side of the ledger for Vatek.
It's wild, and I feel like that's kind of been one of the things I've seen with Wake in particular. They're kind of the more weathered, you know, veteran type team, and then we see the Tech, and they're just babies.
No touch confirmed.
But to your point, a short little timeout we had right there.
5-0 start for Wake. Only 1 kill in these first 5 points. Couple of hitting errors early for Vatek. Bellows, good serve, ace. 2 aces for Bellows.
Putting up a lot of good things right now. We have 2 aces, 2 blocks, a kill. A lot of positive things right now for the Deeks.
Another chance at an ace. Great save by Patrick. Bellows, quick set. Charles to the floor. How about this 7-0 start, Megan?
What a beautiful swing right there for Dior Charles. I love the smiles on their faces. 7-0 start, man. Wake's definitely has some positive momentum and is feeling good right now.
Incredible leaping ability for Charles, who had 5 blocks Friday. They love her defense, but don't count out the offense.
Well, and that's one of the funny things I love talking with.
And how about the defense from Charles?
Yes, you know, and that's talking with head coach Randy Smart. We've talked about kind of what were some of the surprises this season, and I think the defense, or blocking, has been one.
We'll take this timeout. All Wake Forest early, 8-0 here in set 1.
Looking forward and, you know, just focusing on these key games and wins that they really want to have under their belt this season.
First 2 matches at home for Wake before trips to Cal and Stanford next week, along with College Game Day heading out to Berkeley.
It's going to be some fun action in California.
As Patrick hits the antenna, 5 hitting errors now, Vatek. Now you bring Game Day Nick Saban out there, you bring the Cal Twitter algorithm, and you bring Wake Forest Volleyball.
I still have mixed feelings on Nick Saban. It's just not comfortable. I'm not, I don't know, I'm not here for it right now.
Well, him and his wife Terry had a blast yesterday on the Game Day set. And what a start for the home squad here in Winston-Salem. Malinowski tips over hands. Ricks. Good block at the net. That's the middle, Jordan Hallman, the Johnson City product.
Virginia Tech probably taking a sigh of relief right now that they finally, you know, have control of the ball. So just got to get some things figured out on their side. I feel like Wake has just come in so strong from the get-go that they haven't even had an opportunity to showcase what they're capable of.
Maruska down line. Vatek hit just 120 on Friday. Great defense, Crawford. Maruska into the double. Whoa, Robinson the roof. And both middles, such a big impact.
Such a big impact and just so strong and powerful. And you can see they just bring this level of energy on the court that I think the team really needs right now.
Varsity Arena has an energy to it anyway, with how intimate this environment is. You had some big
so
blocks.
True.
Ricks goes over-hands, no touch. 3
Looking
straight.
for a touch right now.
Oh, they get the overcall. Daniel Leak, our lead ref, calls a touch.
Rick's really smart right there, just swinging nice and high. It wasn't necessarily a ton of power, which that's another thing that Randy Smart had been talking about with her team this season, is just not blasting the ball at time and looking for the other tools that they have when it comes to hitting.
Deep serve. Manuel Duran the set. Bellows back set. Good coverage. Malinowski off hands. Free ball. How about Layla Ricks? 3 points in this first set.
I'm just sitting here baffled by like the hang time that they have in the front row right now. Just very aggressive and up there. Impressive play.
Ricks, a huge transfer addition, the grad transfer from Maryland. Walgren back set. Malinowski tipped. Here's Patrick. That's in, back line. And now Vatek finds its right side hitter.
You know, watching warm-ups, I got to see Belle Patrick, and I just kind of sat and just took in the energy. And it seems like that corner shot right there is something that she's very comfortable with. So I'll be curious to see if this is a spot that she continues to go after, especially if it's working.
Double-figure kills for the last 5 for Patrick. Challenging float serve. Crawford dug out. Patrick again. Cross-court bullet. How about Farrell on it? Crawford into the block, and Robinson's flipped this match, Megan, here in set 1.
She definitely is being a major impact for the Hokies right now.
Just look at Farrell on this end.
Hey, a dig's a dig.
Emma Farrell, 2-time All-ACC, right up there among the best at the libero position. There's a service error. What Devin Taylor's done at Clemson's amazing. 5 digs a set, but Farrell's right up there with her.
She is, and honestly, I think the numbers for Farrell, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, almost aren't fair right now because they have such a strong defense and they're blocking so much that she's not even having opportunities to dig as many balls.
Yeah, it's not all about numbers at the libero position. It's limiting opposing hit percentage. Where Wake's done well here in the conference. Patrick goes away from the block. And a point.
Again, she has all 3 swings that she has taken from there have gone straight down that line. So if I were Wake Forest, I would try to think about maybe moving the block and adjusting, or even having their middle back defensively plan to kind of hug that corner.
Good adjustment for Marcy Byers, leading now on serve. Bellows running the offense in this set. Flips it over. Wake typically in a 6-2, running more of a 5-1 offense today, at least in set 1. Crawford the roll. Rex saves. Maruska over. Waldron back set, misses her target. Great defense, Wake.
I mean, wow, Maruska, I mean, her only option was to basically wind up and swing as hard as she could at that ball, and it worked in her favor. And unfortunately for Robinson, I feel like they just didn't connect quite right on what play they were running.
It's those scramble points that can make a huge difference.
It's so true, and that makes volleyball what's so fun and exciting.
Here's Wake's second setter, Ryan Baker. 3-year starter, the junior, comes in. 8 assists per set last year. Nice swing. First kill for Haley Pierce, who's been having a nagging injury all fall, but back and healthy today.
Yeah, sophomore Haley Pierce is one of those players. I think even when she came in as a freshman, they had high hopes that she was going to be one of their key players, but unfortunately, you know, had some sort of injury that she was working through, but now she's just been a key player for the Hokies.
Back-to-back service errors for Vatek, and Pierce, the Charlotte native, when she's on, it's 3 kills a set, and that opens up this offense.
Yeah, and she just has that type of personality. She seems very calm but confident on the court, which I like that style of play. Those are the sneaky ones you can't trust.
This has been a defensive set 1. No player with more than 2 kills. Walgren the tip. Patrick blocked. It's Tina Grekovic, one of the best in the ACC.
She is. She is a beast up front. I love watching her play. I think one of the other things that we have to point out right now that we'd actually talked with Randy Smart about as well for Wake Forest is Wake Forest serving has really stepped up this season, and I feel like right now they're really putting the pressure on the Hokies right now, where they're struggling with serve receive.
It's not just the errors in the aces, it's also opposing getting teams out of system.
Yes, exactly, and I think that that's where they're struggling, is just not creating those opportunities for their hitters right now.
Vatek currently hitting below the 0 hitting line. If there's a Mendoza in volleyball, that's what it is. Now Victoria Walgren, the Utah transfer, serves it long. Vatek, 3 service errors. When you are the underdog, we need to create offense. That is a part of your game as well.
Definitely. I completely agree with that. There's just some sort of momentum shift right now that Virginia Tech is needing.
Tina Grekovic, second in the conference in blocks. Now to serve. Walgren off her line. Pierce into the net, and right now Tech a little out of system. That's 8 hitting errors.
And that's the problem right now that I think we're continuing to see, is they're not getting that pass quite up to the net where they can even run some sort of offense.
You factor in a strong Wake block, 5 team blocks in set 1, and then some poor passing. Walgren with options here. Malinowski tools the block. Nice kill, her first.
Great play right there. And there, again, pass came right up to the net. They were in system, so that's just showing how they got to figure out their passing game. And then that's probably going to bring a lot more success today.
Sarah Malinowski, who interned with Boeing this summer, all the way out in California. She's an aeronautics engineer.
So cool. They said she interned, she's offered an internship again, and then even a career, which is pretty incredible.
Great to see that engineering program at Vatek pump out some great students. Here's Malinowski going long. Ryan Baker back in the match. Murphy's first swing and a kill. Maybe Wake's best offense is the right side here in 2024.
Yeah, I think that, you know, Randy made a really smart decision by running this 6-2 offense, and I'm almost surprised we're not seeing it with more schools now, just so that you have consistent players and options in the front row all the time.
Ricks has a couple. Now Murphy with a kill. She subs out.
And Murphy's been another player for Wake that, you know, came off of an injury, but now that she is back, she is
traffic on the 405. Walgren gets over. Good hands, Charles. Back to her. Nice dig. Charles dug out.
Big dig right there.
Dior Charles making it happen.
She is. I mean, I would love to know what she touches because it's just so high up there.
The staff claims it's at least 10-5. I'd love to see the latest jumping.
Oh, my goodness. Impressive.
Only 6'1", but she can fly out of the building.
It's like there's extra springs in her shoes.
She was high school teammates with Duke's Carrie Keefe, and you put those two on the same team out in Los Angeles. Good luck.
Oh, my goodness.
They went 35-0 and won the state title out in California.
That's amazing.
And then Elia Rubin at Stanford, she was the third hitter on that team. Another All-American.
Goodness.
All at Marymount High School.
Good thing they split up a little bit.
Sharing the wealth in the ACC as that swings out from Maruska. It does speak to how these coaches all across the country have found great players and brought them to a really good ACC this year.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people arguably are saying that this is the best volleyball conference in the country. So
6 in the top 25 right now.
I'm very excited. I mean, we're just getting started here, so curious to see how all these numbers are going to turn out with these teams.
Robinson the block. She has 3 in this first set. No relation, but back-to-back years it's been a Jess Robinson dominating the ACC. It was at Duke last year, their medal from Michigan. And now it's no relation, Jasmine Robinson.
Well, I think when she's in the front row right now for the Hokies, it definitely changes the pace and style of play because I think she brings some good energy.
Love the effort there from Leandra Manuel-Duran, but point Wake Forest. And you see Leandra bringing her group together here.
Yeah, I think that she's one of kind of the leaders on the court. We talked earlier about how young the Hokies are, and she is one familiar face from last year.
She's fluent in 4 different languages, including French, English, and Spanish. Mix in Portuguese as well.
And she actually, at the start of this game, was just 11 digs away from hitting 1,000.
We'll keep tabs on that today. A point for Virginia Tech. It's a Vatech team that got swept here at Wake, but then went back to Castle Coliseum 2 months later and 1-4 and looked really good. That's the up-and-down nature of this rivalry.
It really is. And honestly, this conference.
Shakirik now in the serve.
Great pass by Emma Farrell.
Ricks a little off balance, but it works. 3 kills, now 4 for Ricks.
I feel like Ricks is one of those players that, I don't want to call it luck because I think it's complete talent, but even if she is off, she manages to find a kill somewhere.
And she's got some feng shui to her.
She does, yeah.
When you put it in play, it's amazing in this sport.
She's got some magic.
7 kills for Wake in the set. A more defensive-minded set 1 as Robinson swings off the block. Bellows the dump. Grekovic down line, point Wake Forest.
Grekovic doing a really nice job connecting with Bellows. That was a beautiful set right there. I mean, freshman coming in and she's very confident. Just look at that, great spot.
And for a middle to have the torque to hit that down line shot.
Yes.
Speaks to Wake's strength offensively. They love feeding the middles here.
Well, in Wake, they were very particular with their players that they recruited that are all grad students this season, and she has definitely been a great contribution. Another big swing right there for Tech on the outside.
That is not the last time we'll say Belle Patrick's name. The Cary native who had her family in attendance Friday at NC State. Did not play against BC, but got 2 sets in Friday. Whoa, wow. Paige Crawford, huge swing.
That was amazing. And honestly, when we were sitting up here, I was curious. I was like, I don't know if she's going to go cross court or down the line. And you just see her up here. Look at this. Because she's not really giving any indicators of where we're going.
And this is the matchup in the 5-1 of your Tech. The setter's got to be strong at the net.
It's so true. And I mean, that you have to be confident with a setter that can jump and block well.
Walgren remains in the front row. Here she is setting. Robinson. That hits the antenna. Wake Forest was set point.
I was talking with some of the Tech people, their coaching staff earlier on, and Walgren also, she's some experience playing in Europe. So I think that, you know, that's always helpful just to kind of bring in a different style of play and just be comfortable with all styles of play.
That serve extends set 1. As Vatech has more hitting errors than kills. They'll need an epic run here to end the set.
And that was one of the things that Coach Byers had talked about was the unforced errors for them, that they have very intentional goals for themselves of, all right, we need to eliminate, 2 to 3 errors. We need to get a couple more kills from our hitters. So I know that that's something they're going to continue to focus on.
Good dump dugout. Murphy for set 1. Off hands. Into the campfire. This has to go over, and does. Back set. Paige Crawford terminates set 1.
Set 1, 14-25. Wake right now has a level of energy right now that's going to be hard. We got football. Arguably, I think that the fall might have the best sports of the year.
We'll bookmark that one for down the road. Wake's first swing of the set. Maruska off the left hand. Patrick, nice start, a rocket cross court. And all of a sudden, a little energy there from Bell.
I can see that. You can see that just tenacity that she has right now. You can tell she doesn't want to lose. She has that like winner type mentality, coach's daughter.
Wake out of system on serve receive. There's an ace. Nice service from Elizabeth Aylward, the Nashville product.
And she was one that was recruited as an outside hitter, but has just done so well defensively that they've been utilizing her back there. But I think a great thing is if they're in trouble, because she has hitting experience, they can always use her as a back row option.
In system, nice swing. 2 points, Robinson. And it's the exact opposite of set 1. Wake had the 8-0 start. Now it's Vatek.
It's wild. The couple of games that I've been here, there's something I feel like about this side of the court that is where the success lies. I know that sounds very strange, but in my experience, that's how it's been.
Well, you have the experience playing in this conference. Good hands. Robinson and Patrick. And here's Vatek, a 4-0 start.
This is wild. This is just so crazy. You think that this game is just, based on the score from the first game, 25-14, if I were betting on this, I'd be like, all right, this is going to be quick, and now we're turn of events.
And it's the block of Vatek. 2 blocks for points. Bellows outside. Maruska, no hands. A 5-0 start. So what's flipped here in set 2?
This is wild. And yeah, they're still looking to call for hands right here on the touch. So I feel like Maruska feels pretty confident that there were hands on it. So.
And Randy Smart's going to call a timeout. So we'll step aside for just a second. A complete flip. Welcome back to Winston-Salem. That graphic is clear as ever. Ruff's first set offensively, but now the block and then the transition of Vatek changing this match.
Yeah, completely shifted in this gym where the energy even seems a little bit different. But I feel like for Virginia Tech, they're just coming at Wake so aggressive right now that Wake's not really able to even respond back right now. So Coach Randy Smart just took a timeout. I'm sure they're like, okay, listen, we just dominated that first game, so we got to find that same energy again.
Now Wake on serve receive. Charles tipped up. Patrick, right-handed punch and a point. Whoa, 3 kills Patrick in this set.
The way that she just cut that ball was very impressive. You can see she's really far outside right there by the pin and just cuts it.
That's a beach volleyball shot if I've ever seen one.
It is, but defensively, that's her only option in order to keep it in, so you almost would think they saw that coming.
A service error ends the 6-0 start. And a match of runs. 9-0 in set 1. Now a 6-0 run ends. Here's Maruska. Options Walgren. Patrick, back row. Ricks, she hung in the air for 35 seconds. Little disjointed. Wake's got to clear. Walgren, transition. Back row. That's long.
Looking for a touch right now.
Aisha Kirik, no hands. Now Vatek only has 1 challenge left, so you run the risk here.
Yeah, I think just head coach Marcy Beyer just kind of threw her hands up like, you know what, this is not the time.
Now, if the match goes 5, you get an added challenge, but that is a long way away.
We are.
Wake 25-14 in the first. Here's an ace for Wake Forest.
Maruska, nice serve right there. Just was a high enough float where I feel like it was very questionable on should I let this go out, or is it going to be one of those that just happens to drop right on the back line?
And you ask the Wake coaching staff, it's a whiffling float serve. It kind of spins left-right as opposed to dropping up-down. There's the serve on display. Nice dump. Oh, Farrell saved it. Back in transition. Walgren tipped. Farrell's turn. Here's Crawford. Oh!
And then Paige Crawford just on the outside to end it. There's some power behind that one.
Crawford now on the joust as Farrell once again over the ball. Another kill. Crawford, quiet first set, but coming alive here in set 2.
Definitely starting to see a game right here, 6-5.
And if you're Wake, Crawford had 48 swings on Friday. You want more balance in your offense today.
You do, and I think that Wake has the full potential to have all those opportunities, but then you've got Paige Crawford, who just is so dominant and strong and smart. So very lucky to have a lot of different options offensively.
Bellows dump, nice delivery. Farrell again, guess who? Out of system. Patrick into the double point. Vatek, and she's been the answer. 7 kills for Patrick.
She has. We highlighted her early on. I mean, coming in as a freshman and playing this style is very exciting. It's got to feel pretty good.
From Green Hope High School out in Cary, just across the state.
We do have some North Carolina representation with the players in the gym today.
Big swing back row. That's a big attack they love to use here at Vatek. Patrick, keep going to the well. Did that get hands? It did not. Point Wake Forest.
You can see the frustration right now in Patrick's face. Just like, oh my gosh. I think both sides kind of feel like these refs right now are missing the calls on the hands, or they're definitely looking for it.
And with how strong Wake's block was in set 1, this Patrick run has been impressive.
It has, especially because it's one of the few options right now that they have. So she just got to be creative and crafty with what she wants to do with the ball.
It's Patrick's turn again. Swing 23. Through hands and a kill.
Beautiful.
It's the down line. It's the cross court. And now through a double.
It is. Now you can just see that she is a well-rounded, talented player for the Hokies. Like, she has all hitting tools in her pocket.
Snuck it off the hands of Grekovic there for the point. Wake much better on serve receive out of the timeout. Back row. Farrell 5 digs. Maruska the rocket. There's some back row offense. Randy Smart's been asking for all season.
She has, and obviously when it's the right opportunity, it makes sense to go with it. So just taking a look right here. We've seen back row attacks coming from both sides, but Maruska swinging high and hard.
And the threat of Grekovic there opens the court for Maruska.
Yes. Especially, yeah, she has 4 different, players to choose. And, as far as a blocker, that's a lot to keep up with.
Ryan Baker now in to serve. Patrick from the 10-foot line blocked. Crawford over the double. Duran keeps it up and into the seats. It's intimate here in Winston-Salem. It's a tough task if you're Award.
And, that's one of those things I know we mentioned that we'll keep our eye on for Duran. She's close to the 1,000 hits. So I think she was 11 away when starting, or I shouldn't say hits, digs.
No, great point. That service there gives it right back to Vatek. Right now, officially 0 digs, but I'm going to double check that. It feels like she has a couple.
Yes, you would think, especially wearing the libero. I wanted to say bro because that's what Marcy Byers calls the libero, which I think is the funniest thing. I hadn't heard that until her.
She said, put on that bro jersey and go to work. How about the ace there for Patrick, a one-woman wrecking crew? And sometimes it takes individual brilliance to bring a team back. Patrick's done that today.
I completely agree with that. I think that her level of play right now is really carrying the team.
We see that with like a Mabry Schaffmaster at UNC, when she can get 4 or 5 kills a set. Patrick doing the same today.
Doing the same, and as a freshman. That's pretty impressive. As
Patrick subs out on serve rotation. Nice to have the healthy Belle Patrick back with that knee injury.
Yeah, definitely smart. I'm not sure she is traditionally a 6 rotation player, but just to give herself a little bit of a break because she's playing at a high level right now for this team.
Now Crawford on serve. Wake was down 6-0 early. Baker. Whoa, Maruska rises.
Did you see how high up there she was?
Trampoline effect. Touches hands. Tight set. Block Maruska. But out of bounds. Point Vatek.
Haley Pierce doing a nice job there on the right side, just utilizing those hands. It's just about all you can do when you've got such a dominant blocking team.
6'3" versus 5'9". You love those kind of matchups.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, Haley Pierce back here in the front row, who's another key player for the Hokies.
Maruska blasts one past Pierce. It's not all about height in college volleyball.
It really isn't, and it's funny because, you know, I played in the ACC. I stand at not even 5'10", and I remember when I was playing, people were like, "You're so tall," and now when somebody says, "You played front row," they're like, "You're only 5'10". Like, that's not even possible.
A much different sport.
It is, and I mean, you know, everything evolves, and I'm sure they do so much more working on their vertical and that type of stuff. So, and I think some of it, you know, you're just genetically blessed.
Over ball. There's some genetics. How about Robinson at the net, taking advantage?
Great swing right there for Robinson.
Jasmine, the redshirt junior, nearing 500 career kills. She's had moments of brilliance.
Well, and that's Marcy Byers had said that she has the ability and talent to be one of the top middles in the ACC.
When she is on, she's unstoppable in Marcy's eyes. Here's some back row play into the campfire and a point. Nice touch from Kirik.
I like it. She just kind of shrugged her shoulders up like, huh, I just set it over. I didn't think that was going to happen, but hey, I just got a kill.
Kirik now on serve. Baker behind the tape. Murphy misses long, so Vatek up 4.
It's wild. I'm looking at Emma Farrell throwing her hands. A lot of these players right now are very frustrated with not getting calls on touches. So obviously we're standing up here, so I can't, you know, see quite as well, but it seems like there's some frustration.
Daniel Leak, our R1, he has the best view. Maruska to the floor. No touch needed.
I mean, I love it. Bellows subbing in right now. She just had her hand over her mouth like, holy cow. I mean, Ryan Baker just giving her a gorgeous set.
There have been 3 powerful kills in this set.
You know, that's one of those things. The setters are, you know, arguably the hardest working player on the court. Kind of like the quarterback, you know, but sometimes don't get all the attention just because they're doing their job and what they're supposed to do. But beautiful sets are being delivered right now.
Robinson misses long. Vatek hitting 0-37 in this set. So a little better than set 1, but some work to do.
Yeah, and that's another thing that their head coach had mentioned is just aiming for each player to kind of get 1 or 2 more kills. They just need a little bit more statistically, and they'll get to where they want to be.
And Pierce helps the cause. That's 3 kills for Haley.
Pierce is one of those players. I remember last year her coming in as a freshman, and I was so excited to watch her play, but unfortunately didn't have the opportunity due to an injury. And so I feel like she's really living up to her name right now.
There's Aylward. Ricks punches it. Robinson the slide, and it works. Bellows and Crawford a little crossed up. Point Vatek.
Sometimes the messy style play is always the most effective there.
Randy Smart's seen this script before. Dominant set 1 Friday, and then reverse swept versus Virginia. Over ball, Patrick. She is an igniter in set 2.
Well, she had let her presence be known that she new faces to the ACC this year as well, which is just going to be exciting to watch.
How about Stanford Louisville coming up today?
I know. I definitely going to watch the highlight reels of that one.
Elia Rubin, who's been rocking it at 4 kills a set, and then Anna DeBeer, maybe one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to tune into.
The Yum Center will be rocking with undefeated ACC teams rolling on ESPN. right here on ACC Network Extra. Maruska's putting on a show.
Oh.
But it hit the antenna first.
Okay.
So point Wake Forest. Maruska, she's got plenty of power herself. 4 kills.
It is. It's incredible. And she does have so much power, but I enjoy watching her because she's kind of sneaky and tricky. She handles the ball, and I think she sees the other side of the court really well, where she has smart placement.
Maruska comes in via Rice out of the American Conference. Patrick flips it up.
I'm honestly surprised that wasn't a kill right there.
Patrick through the double, saves it. Bellows, Ricks, long. Point Vatek. And here's Wake in set 2 with 4 hitting errors.
Yeah, it seems just like the, tables have kind of turned a little bit. And I feel like Ricks, it's very rare that I see a hitting error from her. So
this is the all-size lineup. Robinson in the back for Vatek. Overpass put away. That's the setter doing it, Victoria Walgren.
And that was another thing I know that head coach Byers has wanted to see out of Victoria, is just her being a little bit more active offensively in the front row. And so I've been impressed because I think that that's been a goal, and she's definitely taken more opportunities to hit and attack.
Here's Walgren setting. Back row, there's Farrell. Crawford with a soft touch. Oh, nice set. Patrick off the tape, out. A rare miss for Belle Patrick. And she knows if she gets it over that tape, it's a kill.
Absolutely. She's frustrated with herself right now, which she shouldn't be. I mean, she is playing unbelievable, but you can just tell that she holds herself to a really high standard and is putting a lot of pressure on herself.
Patrick, 8 kills, hit .540 at State Friday, but not much help as that serve into the net. Now if you're Tech up 6, there's a great formula to win set 2.
Just when we think we had this all figured out.
I don't want to see a literal 360 flip, but after how Wake was dominant with their block set 1, now it's Tech's hitting, totally changing set 2.
Yeah, and I think, both of these teams coming off of a loss on Friday night, the emotions are running high because they really want to have that win.
Here's Crawford into the double. Home in the roof.
Hallman just bringing the energy right now with a massive block right there.
A pure stuff block. Those are always fun to watch. A one-handed roof.
You can see Farrell right there ready defensively, but I think that thing just went off of their hands so hard there was no option.
Service error for Vatek, gives it back. How do you orchestrate a run here for Randy Smart's offense?
I'm trying to take a look at what we have going on right now for the offense. So we have Murphy, who just subbed in, which she is a spectacular right side hitter. And so I think the great thing for Randy offensively, there's always options for them. I think that we just really need to lean on the defense to create those perfect pass and digs.
Tough swing off hands of Grekovic, out of bounds. Vatek, 3 points in the set. And Carrick out of the back has provided some options for her.
She is. It's been very impressive. And was trying to think. I thought I just saw her swing with her left as she's holding the ball. I thought I saw her swing with her left hand. So we might have a lefty there, but now I'm not really quite sure. I love a lefty hitter.
Good tip over the block. Point Wake Forest. There's not many sports where you don't love a lefty, that's for sure.
That is so true. And yeah, both my daughters are lefties, so I'm like, ooh, I just, hope they have potential to do something and utilize it. But if not, that's okay. Just some sloppy handwriting.
Sloppy handwriting with Megan Cole by Bevan Budrovich. Late in set 2, Vatek looks to even the match.
Crawford with a really nice aggressive serve right there.
A free ball for Wake. Grekovic off balance. Pierce. Touches hands. Walgren, nice set. Pierce, down line. How did Farrell scoop it?
Because it's Farrell.
Maruska, kept alive.
Oh,
Hallman
man.
not there. Emma Farrell saving the point.
Even at the collegiate level, sometimes those mistakes and whoopsies or communication errors are going to happen. You can tell all of them right now are like, wait, what did we just do there? Farrell, just amazing dig right there.
That's Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. Just flips
really
her arm
was.
out.
It was.
And somehow put it at the center. Now an over ball, Grekovic, a headshot. Let's hope Walgren's okay, but that's a heck of a swing.
I think she is. But yes, that was a major swing right there.
Timeout, Virginia Tech. Starting to watch tape and go, wait, that's not my girl I'm scouting, that's my daughter.
Yes, so funny.
That is a freshman setter, formerly of Reagan High School, just down the street here in Winston-Salem. The Reagan Raiderettes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you got to have fancy nicknames, too.
Some alliteration there. Demon
Deacons and Hokies here in Winston. Walgren tight. I think that's interference, yep. An illegal touch. Back row attack for Virginia Tech. Our producer, Everett Hutto, who plays a lot of volleyball himself. He's in the great points, and she's coming from the back row.
Yes. Yep.
Can't play it over the tape. Walgren to clear it.
Opportunity right here.
Oh, Maruska left-hand dunk. 2-point game.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about right there with Maruska. She's just very talented. Even when she's in kind of a sticky situation, she manages to handle it very well. Wake
5
Forest
kills.
just chipping away right here.
And Maruska's brought Wake back. It's a 5-0 run. Now Crawford.
I think this has been one of the fun things to see for Wake Forest.
That's a huge A 6-0 run.
You know, in years past for Wake Forest, I think so much pressure has been on Paige Crawford to perform and kind of carry this team. And I think that Wake is set up in a really good position now to where there's so many other options with other hitters that can be dominant on the court as well.
The junior serves it up. Walgren long set. Carrick through the double. And a double touch on Wake.
Yep. And that's one of those newer calls that we have in volleyball with the double hit call. So
there's freedom from a setter standpoint, but not over the net in an attacking point.
You know what's wild that we're seeing right here, though, that I have to mention is for Carrick, she's playing on the outside, but she is a lefty. I feel like that's kind of one of those not as traditional type things that you would see.
Wake within 2. Crawford back row. What a save, Carrick!
Wow.
Joust! Virginia Tech at the net.
Haley Pierce getting up there. She had some major hang time on that.
What an effort by the lefty to punch it, and then this fight here at the net.
Wow.
Because right here, it's helter-skelter. Now that's a big win. Over ball into the net. Oh, Robinson had the set. And Marcy's just like me in my seat. I'm falling back into my chair.
She's smiling, almost just like, oh my gosh. Oh. You know, sometimes I feel like those opportunities are just like such a guarantee, and it's so perfect that you're like, how could I possibly mess this up? And
set point number 2. Grekovic to serve. To swing for the set. Carrick does it. Even one apiece.
I mean, Carrick, they've made some minor changes right here for the Hokies, and it looks like they've gotten something figured out with just kind of switching around the player.
Of ACC play, it's a 20-match sprint to the end of November. Walgren with a bump set to begin set 2. Patrick dugout.
Beautiful dig right there for Farrell.
And Gualderon with a dig. Good effort, Maruska. Rex unloads. Body's hitting the floor early. Carrick, the lefty, scooped out. Crawford off hands, out of bounds. Paige with her 6th kill.
I honestly, Evan, think that that might have been one of the longest rallies that we have seen at this point. That was just like good old traditional volleyball we saw.
And Leandra Mangual-Durano had the dig. She's now 6 away from 1,000 in her career. We'll keep tabs on that. Patrick, that's a tight angle, big block. Ricks and Charles.
Yeah, I think unfortunately that set was just a little bit too tight to where you have Ricks and Charles. They had their hands up and all over it.
Even if you try to cut shot there, you're probably getting hands anyway.
I mean, they basically grabbed that from her.
And Marcy Byers out of her seat reminding her team, hey, we got to be better there on serve passing.
And again, that's something you and I touched on right at the beginning, is the importance of blocking. And when Wake is on with their blocking, they are just strong.
Boston College leads the ACC 3.5 blocks per set. Julia Haggerty's been impressive at the net.
You know, and that's what I love. The ACC, we've got, you know, so many top 20 teams, yet, you know, you have someone like Boston College that you still have incredibly talented players.
And there's the presence of Robinson affecting the shot as Crawford came up short. And it's not just the likes of Pitts, the Louisville's leading the league in blocks. You have SMU at third in the conference.
Exactly.
What SMU's been able to do, 2 top 5 wins this year, including Nebraska. Really impressive.
That one, yes, very impressive, which I know that all the ACC coaches are on kind of a chat together where they were very congratulatory for that success.
I think the chat today is going to be, why are there so many 5-set matches in conference? Nobody told us that, as Charles affects it with a point.
That or welcome to the ACC.
Just 2 matches in, and all across the league, there's at least 5 matches that'll go 4+.
Yes.
It's not the old days of 3 and out.
Good old olden days.
The days of early September when you play non-conference tournaments. Here's Patrick. Crawford, did she get hands? She did.
Looks like we called a touch right there.
7 kills for Crawford.
Great swing for Crawford right there down the line.
Who's at 14 swings right now? That's the number you have to like if you're Wake. And a challenge. Okay, so Marcy Byers using her final challenge here in set 3.
So she is thinking that we did not have a touch on that ball. Is that what we're looking for right now?
That's the question.
That is the question.
So if Vatek loses this touch call, they're out of challenges till the possible 5th set.
Yeah, which, you know, for her to use that, I feel like they probably feel pretty confident that there was no hands on this. So taking a look here.
I don't see any from the back row player.
Because that ball definitely just went out.
And you don't see much there from Walgren either.
No. But you know what? That's one of the skills that you have to learn as a volleyball player, is to have a good poker face so that you can really sell it on, I didn't touch that. No, absolutely not. There was no hands on that.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
How you sell it with your soul, not just with your hands.
Yes, you got to become a good liar when you come to this level. But no, I also do think, you know, obviously things have changed with being able to watch
all the cameras
playback.
and the replay.
Yeah, we didn't have that back in the day. So you really, your face was selling it.
Here's Brian Jones, our R2.
Looks like he's ready to make the call.
Okay, call overturned. Vatek wins the challenge. No touch.
So that's good for Marcy Byers, getting her card back again.
And given how set 1, it was Wake 9-0, set 2, you don't want to get this set out of hand if you're Vatek.
Yes, right now it's a pretty even-keeled style of play we're seeing.
So the Utah transfer, Victoria Walgren, her former squad, the Utes, 12-1, first in the Big 12 right now at 2-0. Where last year she had 20 matches with 30 assists. It was really good, but looking for a grad transfer year.
No, I think she's definitely been a key player. I think we just jinxed her right there, Evan.
The broadcaster jinx is alive and well.
It is.
Unfortunately for Walgren.
Sorry about that.
It is the nature of the business.
Yep, now just got to come back with a good pass. Ryan Baker subbing in back for the serve, and when her serves do go over, they are aggressive. These things are like a little pellet.
Ryan Baker, her turns 22 in 2 weeks, October 11th. Nice dig. Walgren's turn. Carrick actually finds the floor. I don't know how it worked, but nice touch.
I do think in that situation right there, it was almost where her being a lefty and hitting from the outside played in her favor, because that set was pushed kind of far outside to the pin.
And the blockers committed so much to the line shot. They were not ready when they came down. It's not just power and grit in this sport. It's where you put it, what pace you do it at. Patrick is out. Whoa, that was real tight. Service error.
Line judge had to dodge that one to make sure it didn't hit her.
Keeping everybody on their toes, including Dee Bachelor today. By the way, the Golden Bachelorette, great new show.
Okay, so I only watched the Golden Bachelor, and I think because it failed, I just, didn't want to invest my heart into something that probably is going to fail again.
Well, head to ABC, 3 episodes in. Maruska. Here's a back set. Good hands there from Baker. Long rally in set 3. Patrick delivers the rose. Every time she brings a powerful point, that flips the script for Vatek.
I completely agree. I think that she's just going to continue to be one of those players on their court that really helps carry the team.
Vatek's been willing to use the back row today a little more than Wake.
They are. They're doing a nice job, and I think that it's always great to have that option. Really nice short serve right there for Durant.
And Murphy shoots it long. Hitting error there for Wake.
Tied up. Third game right here.
Neither set's been very back and forth with lead changes. It's been one team sprinting ahead.
I totally agree. This is completely different from what we saw in game 1 and 2.
Crawford elects to tip. Robinson paws it down. And by rule, as long as that hand's going forward, you can play that not as a double touch. So point Vatek. We'll take the timeout. 3 straight for the Hokies. Set 1 crazy the court. And while the hit percentages are down, they've been so instrumental to both Wake and Vatek's offense.
They really have. You have this seasoned veteran, Paige Crawford, as a junior, who is just a very constant, consistent player for Wake Forest. And then you have Patrick, who is a new face, but is certainly keeping up with the veterans right now.
Paige Crawford over 50 matches in her Wake career, and young Patrick just over 10. But they've both done it well today. So out of the timeout, 3 straight for Virginia Tech. And Missouri transfer on service. Murphy. That stays in. Nice touch for Olivia Murphy.
Really nice job. Just smooth right down the line right there.
Oh, and then Robinson fell down awkwardly.
Oh, no.
Injury timeout here. Right at the end of that play, the ankle for Robinson.
It's hard sometimes just when the sets get so close and tight on the net. You've got all these players that are kind of bunched in at it.
The Chesapeake, Virginia native Jasmine Robinson slowly getting back up thanks to Kelsey DeChambeau, the trainer there, helping out. Keep an eye out here for some possible tangling, a little friendly fire accidental there. You certainly hope for Jasmine she could put some weight back on that foot as the day continues.
Yeah, trainer just helpful walking her. At least she's able to walk on it and walk it off right now.
We'll keep tabs on Jasmine the rest of the match. As she heads to the Vatek locker room. Tina Grekovic now in to serve, and that allows a new sub in the middle for Vatek to come in. That's Layla Collins, the freshman out of Plainfield, Illinois.
One of the 8 freshmen in the recruiting class. Which
First
they're
swing,
showing.
Pierce.
Freshmen can hold their own.
Murphy blasts one over the block. It's a nice rotation for Murphy.
It is. She is just, I mean, the power that comes behind her hitting is so impressive.
Murphy had a knee injury of her own last year, did not play in 23. But Randy Smart likes her impact from the right side.
And I know that Randy Smart also said she worked her booty off to make sure that that injury was healed and she was ready to go for this season.
Keurig shoots it long. So Wake's held Vatek in check offensively here in set 3. Part of a 3-0 run for the Deacons, searching for the team's first ACC win. And Tina works every second on that service line. First swing for the freshman dugout. Collins gets the kill. First kill for Layla Collins.
It's always a good feeling when you're subbed in, because that's pressure. You know, she's sat these first 2 games, and then just to come in kind of cold.
First career kill for Layla Collins.
Oh, that's very exciting.
With the injury there to Robinson, Collins forced to step in.
First career kill.
And as Marcy Byers said, all her young puppies, well, the Labradoodles making it happen. Back set Murphy, 3 kills in the set alone. She's been impressive.
Murphy's just one of those players, very like cool, calm, and collected, but when she is on there, my goodness, it's just a nasty swing.
And with Wake's offense being so right side dependent, this is important for Wake to feed them in system.
Yes, absolutely, but what a great option to have.
You think of what Olivia Babcock's done for Pitt on the right side, an All-American for the Panthers. They gear up for Georgia Tech right now. It's a top 25 battle, and Murphy helping out Wake today.
Freshman Bellows subbing in the back row, getting an ace. Reminder, in that first game, she's the one that was serving for the 9-0 run they had in that first set.
Another ace, Bellows. And it's a 5-1 Wake Forest swing, forcing a timeout from Marcy Byers.
Wake Forest has done a really nice job this season focusing in on their serving. When their serving is on, it is aggressive. You'll notice they're on that back line, and usually they're going from one corner to the other and just serving cross court. And even Randy Smart was saying they're getting to a point when they're practicing serving where they are very intentional with, hey, I want you to serve at their left shoulder, or hey, this is where I want you to focus on. And I think that that's one of those things. I think serving has really evolved in this sport. Kind of, you know, back in the day, it was one of those things of like, you know, just serve it, keep it in play. But now it's just one of your best offensive things that you can bring is a tough serve to start.
Wake is a team in terms of numbers, 3rd in overall aces. They've done a much better job this year of, like you said, not only serving well, but serving to particular players, too.
Yes, yeah, serving with intention. And I think just the jump float that a lot of them bring, it's like a knuckle pop that just, unfortunately, even if you're a really strong passer, you are going to struggle with it at times.
5 aces for the Deacons. Or pardon me, 6 aces now as they come out of the timeout. Olivia Fish always coaching the injured right side for Wake, the sophomore out of Indiana.
Yeah, she, you know, it's one of those, I love when you see a player like that has some sort of injury, but when they were warming up, she had a whistle in her hand and
now
was
she's
blowing
sitting
it.
right next to Randy.
It's good experience that she's getting.
Coach 2.0 right there. Her and Hayden Wagner having those conversations.
Bellows back to serve again. Can we get another ace? I mean, look at that.
Gets Patrick out of system. Oh, just out. Maruska dodging it. If he can dodge it.
Got a couple of matrix players on Wake Forest today.
If he can dodge a wrench, he can dodge a ball. And if he can dodge a ball, he can get a point.
Look at how close this is. Maruska just, I mean.
Her cat-like reflexes have finally paid off.
Very impressive.
Nearly missed her hair, too. Kind of fun from Maruska. Here's the block opportunity off hands. Bellows. And Maruska flips it. Back row. Patrick out. 5 hitting errors for Tech in the set.
Again, utilizing that back row opportunity. Unfortunately, just not working right in their favor.
Wake riding a 5-0 run. Good serving here from Bellows. Targets Duran. Keurig.
Rick's playing it safe right there.
And lands it out. Point Vatek. Only the third hitting error for Ricks.
Yeah, running on the slide right there. I think it was just a little bit too high for her where she was already at the ground, so she had to, keep it safe and just tip it over.
Between Ricks and Charles, tremendous hang time in the front row for Wake right now. Can Bellows find them? Charles is blocked. How about the freshman Layla Collins in her debut?
Collins solo block. She had a kill. Doing a nice job stepping in for the Hokies today.
We've had 5 different freshmen in the ACC win Freshman of the Week. Collins could be earning some votes after this set. Mistimes the jump, leads to a kill, and Maruska takes advantage of the young freshman.
And that right there is just where I feel like Maruska really shines. You just see there was not a ton of speed on that. It was just a gorgeous roll shot that just went straight to the ground. Nobody could dig it.
Maruska now tied with Crawford, a match-high 6 kills.
What a great addition to Wake Forest.
Collins on the slide. Oh, Farrell
with the pancake.
Brunch and points for Wake. Emma Farrell's digs are so underrated.
She's so talented. No, I agree with that. It's just like she sacrifices herself and her body. Just sliding right there, getting the ball up.
15 digs for Farrell today. 5 a set.
Very impressive. And it's been like quiet,
Off the noggin and out. Point Belpatrick, who's been the positive note on this side, 11 kills. She was dancing pregame. She was nodding her head, total confidence, and she can bring it to life. Bell only played in the front row Friday, just 3 rotations, but is largely playing all 6 today.
Yeah, it's kind of been a little bit of a mixture. We've seen her sub out a couple of times. I don't know if it's maybe to give her a little bit of a break since she has been battling a knee injury. But I do think that her presence on the court really does make a difference for this team today.
A good rotation for Layla Collins, who subs out for Leandra Manuel Duran. Walgren back set. And that hit the net, not a player, so point Vatek. Or, no, sorry, hit the hands of Wake.
And again, I think that that's a great option in rotation for Virginia Tech with her in the back row. She came in, was recruited as an outside hitter, but I think just is so defensively strong that she took a nice swing there from the back row.
Wake has multiple points from the back today. Bellows outside. Crawford into the traffic. And a point for Wake. Now a match high 8 for Crawford.
Seen a couple tips over and over again that have been impactful on both sides of the court.
And he talked to Randy Smart this week. We noted her creativity and shot making has allowed her to score more.
Yes, definitely. And I think that that's something that they've really had to coach them on and work on, is you don't have to have these massive swings all the time, especially when you're coming up against big blockers from both sides in the ACC.
Here's Patrick. There's a big swing and a kill. 12 kills. That's a one-woman wrecking crew over there for Vatek.
Haley Pierce subbing in, who's also been, a big hitter for the Hokies today.
Pierce came in averaging 3 kills a set. Wake has kept her in check. Just 3 kills total. But the woman serving here has taken over. That goes out. Wake 7 points from the set.
Well, and Pierce, she was recruited as a right side hitter. They moved her to the outside, and now today we're seeing her back on the right side again. So it's just nice to have a versatile pin hitter that you feel confident regardless of where she is on the court.
With Belpatrick out, Tech needs a run here. It's a pipe play for Pierce. Murphy with a net violation, point Wake. Carrick touching the net that time.
Murphy once again, I mean, when she subs in, it is just find her on the court because she is managing to get kill after kill.
Murphy 6 kills, 10 swings, really good numbers. Good news for Vatek as well. Jasmine Robinson back from the locker room. Tight serve. Oh, Carrick goes down. Pierce cleans it up. Nice kill for the Hokies.
Pierce did a nice job. That was a high ball right there, so she had to kind of wait and time it out.
And I love Marcy Byers leaning on her freshman here. Layla Collins back in. Actually, just kidding. Robinson comes back in. I think Collins didn't realize Jasmine was back and ready to go.
Yeah.
But I love the enthusiasm there from the freshman.
No, she did great.
Off the tape. Now can Vatek take advantage? Cade's the set.
See what Haley Pierce can do with it right there.
And a power touchdown line.
Yes, that's not your traditional kind of dinky tip. That had force behind it. Just right there down the line.
Yeah, the tape almost kept it in for her.
Yeah,
like it propelled it forward. Crazy little shot. Murphy, all power, point Wake Forest.
I just have no words. She is so unstoppable there on the right side. I can't, like, power is the only way to describe what she has in that arm. Look at this. Such a gorgeous, clean swing. I think, again, for Wake Forest being in this 6-2 option just is really working for them.
A block, Maruska. Shortest player on the court, point Wake. And now Daniel Leak with a reminder, Dior Charles, I imagine in part of celebration there, and keeping it on your side of the net.
Yes, you know, I like the passion and excitement, but yes, we always have to keep it friendly here. Beautiful block right there, though, for Maruska.
And that's what Randy Smart's asking the explanation. Thankfully, just a warning.
Yes, yep, just a warning. Celebrate with your people.
Well, we're glad all you watching are our people, too. Thanks for joining us on ACC Network Extra.
Grikovic back to serve, and you mentioned this before. She definitely has kind of a trying to think of what you call it. It takes her a minute. She bounces it.
It is a slow, deliberate serve. Absolutely.
You know, I do some coaching with the younger kids, and I feel like that's what all of them do. They kind of have that set pattern they have to do before serving it.
Pierce off hands.
Great dig for Crawford right there.
Maruska. There's Mangual Duran with the dig. She's got 6. Nice kill, Pierce, cross court.
Pierce doing a really nice job for the Hokies right now, just playing a clean style of volleyball, getting kill after kill right now in this game.
That's the secondary option. Patrick has the Big 12 kills, but Pierce helping out with 6. Carrick the float. Maruska, 1v1 unstoppable.
Oh my goodness. I mean, between Murphy and Maruska on the pins right now, the amount of power that they have behind those hits is just beautiful.
You think of power arms in the ACC. Corey Lewis of Florida State can fly. I think Maruska's right up there in terms of velocity.
She is. It's just, wow.
Right now, 8 kills leading the way. Maruska here defensively. Charles gets a piece. Another block. It's Rex's hands, and Wake's block today. 9 total stuffs.
So I'll tell you what, right now, this rotation in particular for Wake Forest is very strong. Just like in the first game, we've got Bellows, freshman, back to serve. And I think, honestly, a part of it is we have such a massive block up front. So this is where they typically are kind of going on a good run.
Tight set. Maruska playing tetherball at the net. 8 kills.
You can see it. She's like almost fighting the smile because she's so happy and excited to just celebrate the way that she's playing.
Varsity Arena erupts and shakes on set point. Big serve. Pierce save. That's over. Bellows for the set. Rex long, but a net violation. Wake Forest wins set 3.
2 net violations there for Tech in this game, which that's where
This is the next tier. Both clubs wanting a first win in ACC play. And here's Elizabeth Aylward to serve. That goes long. You play with fire if you're Vatek on the service line. 10 errors today.
It is, and you know you want to come aggressive at them, especially I feel like Wake Forest is passing really well today, that's another thing that Randy Smart has wanted to focus on is their serve receive, which I think they're doing a good job. So, but yes, you never want that serving error, especially at the start of the game.
Crawford frees it over. Vatek with Robinson back in. The dump is scooped out. Crawford through the double. Match high 9 kills.
Crawford just so talented there on the outside.
And after a 50 swing Friday, you can tell she looks more comfortable here, 20 swings in.
I agree with that. And I think, she's set up in a really good position this season to where, I've talked about this, the pressure is kind of taken off where there are other options, but clearly when the ball is handed to her, she can handle it.
Helps with a block from Ricks. 3-0 start for Wake.
So that puts 1 block on the board for Wake Forest for the 4th game.
Such a set of runs. It was Vatek, though, in set 2 that got themselves in great position. There's Patrick. Crawford gets hands. Duran the save.
Big hustle right there.
And Keurig short. Love the effort from Leandra, but point Wake. And how early are you using the timeout here if you're Marcy Byers?
I think she, well, we're standing now. I can't tell if she's like, hey, we'll give it 1 more point and then maybe make the call.
Wake on the verge of blowing this set open. Just watch this float at home, folks.
And short float, which that can make it challenging, especially the intention right there is you're taking the middle out. So she has to pass it, which, some middles are great at passing, but traditionally they're not known for their passing skills. So it's a smart call there.
There's your answer. Timeout, Virginia Tech. Emma Farrell's float.
Forest, they're up 5-0 in this 4th set. So,
and that kid's still jumping.
I'm telling you, I've been watching. We're sitting directly across from him, and he has not stopped jumping since the start of the game. So now we've got Emma Farrell back to serve with this nice short jump float. Again, we'll see if it goes to the middle for Virginia Tech.
Fun atmosphere here in Winston-Salem. Bill Patrick dug out by Farrell. She's been electric. 17 digs. Crawford the same. Double-figure kills for Paige.
Paige Crawford is doing a really nice job with that cross-court hit. Been very consistent with just being successful over there. Look at this. Up and just swings cross-court. And when you're getting past the bro, you know it was a good hit.
And one of the better liberos in this league, Leandra Manuel-Duran.
Creeping in on her 1,000 digs.
Good effort by Keurig. Patrick into the block. Ricks, really good hands today. That's 5 blocks.
I think that when scouting and looking at other teams, this is going to have to be something that all the teams in the ACC are prepared for.
Especially in this building.
Emma Farrell still on a run right now.
Robinson, that is long. An 8-0 start. It mirrors set 1, 9-0, but it feels a little more demoralizing here if you're Vatek.
Yeah, and they just took that timeout to try to break up everything, and obviously it didn't work in their favor. So right now, they're just continuing with this short serve, which they've got to find a way to handle it.
Robinson dug out. Ricks unloads. All Wake Forest in set 4.
9-0 right now.
And you have a timeout if you're Marcy Byers, and you start counting bullets here. Down 9, possibly down 10.
Yeah, and I think what she's doing right now, smart call, just trying to change, subbing somebody in different, just to kind of mix up the momentum. Yep.
Trying anything to milk the clock, slow down this momentum. Confusion. The setter swings, and there's a kill. Victoria Walgren. She's had 6 kills in a match before against Winthrop, and there's a big one.
We had Erica Dolinsky subbing in right there, number 14, freshman setter.
A lot of new faces for Vatek, one of 8 freshmen. Meanwhile, the veteran Crawford hits it out. Randy Smart thought there was a hand and agrees, so we'll continue play.
Crawford cutting that sharp cross court right there.
Here's Ricks. Walgren into set now. Maruska challenges Dulesky. Farrell nearly 20 digs. Here's Dulesky's set. Back row rocket. That's a swing Vatek needs from Award.
It is, and you know, I think that might be one of the first balls that Farrell has missed this entire time. But yeah, this is something that I've continued to talk about with this back row option. She traditionally is known as being a front row hitter, and so she's just very comfortable handling that ball.
Now an ace for Vatek. It's a part of an offense that's made Georgia Tech so dangerous with Bertolino in the back, with Brianna and other options, but now Tech is utilizing it to open up its offense.
Yeah, and this, you know, for blockers, that's that many more hitters that you have to keep up with.
Wake playing front row centric. Crawford into the block. And here's Walgren subbing out as a setter, playing in the front row and getting points.
Yep, she's doing it. And that's, you know, a great thing is when you recruit these players and they're just versatile to where they can handle and step up and play a different position if they're needed there.
Walgren, the public health major, her team was on life alert early in the set, down 9-0. And here come the Hokies. Bellows back set. Ricks terminates. That's a huge swing. She's got 7.
Ricks, that was just gorgeous cross-court swing. She only had 1 blocker up there, so a lot of options open.
When Wake returns serve with their right side hitters, I don't know how you stop their offense.
Yeah, I don't either. Because clearly it's unstoppable at this point. Now we got Murphy subbing, another great right side hitter.
Baker with a dying bullet. Ace, Wake Forest. I don't know if there's Deflategate here in Winston-Salem, but that ball lost some air at the end.
It did, you know, and that's just a little frustrating communication error that happened right there.
Wake with its 7th ace. Patrick off hands, nice kill. She's got 13, and here's where the offense can come from for Tech.
And Patrick did a really nice job there. There wasn't many options. Obviously, she was hitting, you know, out of system right there and just swung for hands and pushed it as hard as she could. So did a really nice job.
Patrick will be in the front row for the next 3 rotations, as Kirik also subs in. So this is a nice stretch of points if Tech can string it together. Crawford hits it out. And Tech back within 4.
You know, all of these hitting errors that Paige Crawford has had, they're barely missing the line. So, you know, very, very close.
On a day where Florida State has swept Miami, every other match in the league is back and forth. Here in set 4, Wake climbing down 9-0. And a point for Virginia Tech.
Looks like, yeah, Coach Smart, she's standing there kind of waiting to see what the call was there. Oh, we're doing a replay.
Redo the point, yeah. Yeah, they called a double touch, but we didn't see that initially.
You know, she was trying to tip it over, and it looked kind of just like she had mishandled the tip. But
and maybe
again,
last year that would have been a double touch, right?
Probably,
but under new rules, was a clean palm
I don't know
on
if
it.
they thought it touched more than 1 finger. I'm not sure there. But another opportunity.
And that time the setter went over the line. So a point Virginia Tech. And a timeout here. Randy Smart wanted to clean some things up.
I think that was a smart call.
That was a good point. The Hokies last year with Ileana Rodriguez, who was great in the libero role, they had 3 upset wins over some top 25 teams.
Yes.
Also beat Wake.
Yeah, you just don't know.
The Castle. So it was 9-0 Wake at one point. Now it's 11-8.
Got Walgren back to serve with a nice float serve.
Right into the net.
Man, and that's just not what you want.
Double-digit serving errors for Vatek.
I will say, as a coach, when you call those timeouts in the serving error, I feel like you almost pat yourself on the back, like, hey, you know, that was a good golf. Because ultimately, a lot of times when a run starts, that's what you want to happen is you know, break them and just kind of change the tempo of the game.
Here's Paige Crawford to serve. She's 4th in the ACC in aces right now. She's had a good year at the line. And a net touch on Wake Forest.
I'll tell you what, we have seen a lot of in the nets this game, more than I feel like I traditionally see in a match.
Wake Forest has sided out just over 55%. They've limited long rallies today. Can they do it here? Murphy. Did that hit a hokey? Okay, it did. So a point Wake Forest. And here's Tina Grekovic to serve. The Rutgers transfer. Walgren off her line. Kierick. Now that's an odd one. A Wake antenna touch. Oh no. Okay, it went outside the antenna.
Yep. I think that's in that situation where you have the lefty hitting from the outside, where depending on if it's just too wide, she didn't have really many options. Yep, you see it swinging right there.
Oh, the ball did hit it. Good point. It takes a village.
It really does. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Kierick this time better position, but hits it long, and back-to-back errors for Vatek. Wake's defense, to its credit, has held the Hokies to a .75 hit percentage.
Yeah, and I think that that's been something that they've really wanted to focus on after they kind of went through their early season play, was we got to step up the defense.
The gobble on the serve always makes me laugh.
That was quite comical, yes.
And that shot hit long, so pierced the hitting error.
So we've had a couple of hitting errors in a row right now, and I think this is a pivotal time right now for Virginia Tech to figure out what...
Sure, like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
And then his buddies going back and forth with him.
This battle of the fans right here. He's got to be hot in that costume.
I want to know where you get the Wake chain. That's what I got to figure out.
I know. It's pretty nice.
The Deke chain is rolling here. Wake Forest up 7 here in set 4. It's like a mini timeout when Grekovic serves. She gets it over. Kierick off hands and a point for Vatek. That's been a nice option. 6 kills.
Definitely been a great option for them, and just she did a nice job pushing through on that block, because again, Wake's block is feisty.
And with Bell Patrick out in this rotation, Vatek's going to need some points. Down 6. Baker to Maruska off hands. Her vertical ability is insane.
It is up there. And honestly, I just sat here admiring Ryan Baker's hands. That set was just so clean and gorgeous. So I have to, you know, give some credit to that right there as well.
You could argue Maruska could touch the roof in a building like this.
It's wild.
Over ball. Good hands from the center.
Nice job.
An illegal back row attack. That's always tricky when you're subbing in from a setter to a front row player. Now she's back in the setter role.
It's like, who am I and what am I playing right now? Yes.
Where is my super suit and what is my role for the Avengers?
Who do you want me to be?
Well, you can be who you want to be. I'll leave the Barbie reference out from there as that shot's missed long. And Wake Forest taking control here in set 4.
This right now, scoreboard, definitely not where Virginia Tech is wanting it to be. So they just have to create these opportunities in order to try to hang on for a 5th game.
Had it at 13-9 at one point, but Wake has taken over. Robinson off balance. Good scoop. Ricks hangs for 30
wow,
seconds.
Great dig right there.
Farrell the dig. She's got 20. Maruska's roll picked up. More jousting. Point Vatek. A lot of fight in Marcy Byers' club tonight.
I like that. Scrappy playing right there, but you know, that's just where you can't ever give up on a ball.
Wasn't the big swings, but it was a nice point.
Lots of defense right there.
Snaps a 3-0 Wake run. New setter in. Dulesky can't save it. Point Wake Forest. She's the newly inserted setter. So now if you're Walgren, you're switching roles again, back to a front row attacker.
Exactly. You got to come back up and now remember, okay, you know, their season, they've been doing this, so she's got it.
Wake Forest bringing the dynamite to this set. Holding Virginia Tech to a negative hit percentage in set 4. Good serve on Pierce. Bellows goes to a red hot Paige Crawford, 11 kills. Only Crawford's second double-double of the year, but it comes at a nice time.
It does. I feel like her double-doubles do happen at kind of the pivotal times. I know a couple weeks ago they played South Carolina, which head coach Randy Smart has mentioned that game in particular. She said she saw a team that she knows. She's like, that's who we need to be.
They're clicking today. An ace extends the lead. Wake was reverse swept Friday, a match that Randy Smart was very clear in saying we should have won, but now a chance to rebound here in 4 sets.
The reverse sweep is always a tough one to swallow.
There's Randy, who's 2 wins away from getting back to 500, and what she's done rebuilding this Wake program. Consistently now around 500 in the league. That was not the case pre-Smart.
The pre-Smart era.
That serve goes into the seats. Whoa, Farrell actually got a hand on it. The cheerleaders dodge it for their lives. You know, in football, the cheerleaders are looking a little more left and right.
Right.
In volleyball, it's like right at you.
They're right there. Mm-hmm.
Can Elizabeth Aylward continue this serve receive? Crawford to the floor. Ricks into the block. And Belpatrick back in the match with a roof.
Nice little run right here for the Hokies. Seems like this is a good rotation, especially Algren just coming with a very tough serve.
Ricks again. That one into the net. Not a block, but effective. And here's a little 4-0 run for Vatek. Timeout, Randy Smart. This would be Herculean, but certainly promising for Vatek.
Like I said, I feel like this serve is pretty pivotal right now.
The Hokies, who tested themselves in non-con, played 9 different conference opponents and 6 postseason teams between the NIVC and the NCAA tournament. Now they're in a hole in set 4 and need an epic run.
Got Aylward back again to serve. We'll see if she's going to stay consistent with it, just going right down the line, right at Paige Crawford. Yep.
Now Crawford swings. Wake Forest 2 points for the match. And that sigh of relief of, hey, I got serve receive. I'm going to put this point away.
You know, and that's, you got to give Paige a lot of credit right here. She had a great pass, just transitioning to the outside and taking a hard swing. Now this Emma Farrell, this has been a good rotation for them where she's just coming in with that short serve right there.
Robinson dug up by Farrell. She's got 20 of those. Crawford kept up by Patrick. Over. Bellows, all the options. Oh, that's a tip.
Whoa.
Duran the save. Kept alive. Bellows. Grikovich blocked. Freshman setter finds her middle. Robinson kill.
Robinson did a nice job there putting an end to that back and forth we were seeing.
And give Dulesky credit, has subbed in twice today, holding their own out there. It's these long rallies that can be make or break.
Bellows, that was a beautiful set she had right there to save that ball.
Now a 6-point difference.
You've got middle hitter in the back right now, Robinson. She's got a tough serve right there. Really nice float.
But is it too little too late here for Virginia Tech?
Time will tell. That's where Hokies got to just dig their heels in.
Crawford off the body. Robinson. Oh, the overball,
wow.
just wide. Match point. What an effort by Aylward.
Great hustle there for Aylward. I mean, she gave that ball everything she had to try to swing as hard as she could.
Yeah, and her head landed on the court trying to save it. Those are never fun.
It's a great attempt right there. I mean, that's just not letting any balls drop.
And this is not Terraflex, that's all wood. So it can hurt a little more. Looks like a little bit of bleeding as well.
Got the Deeks huddling up, just taking a second as they're 1 point away from having their first ACC win under their belt.
Now Marcy coming out to check on Elizabeth. And we hope not only is she okay with the bleeding, but no possible concussions as well.
These players are tough.
Okay, so Aylward's going to stay in. A lot of grit for these Hokies, but now Wake Forest with set point and match point. Varsity Arena rocking here in set 4. Good serve. Patrick. No hands. Wake Forest wins it in 4. An opening ACC win for the Deacons.
Very, very exciting victory for them, especially coming off of Friday. They needed this.